now it's time for the main event. We've got John DeJesus taking on the returning, after 22 months off, Cody the Wolverine Stevens. And when you look at Cody the Stevens' record, it's a virtual who's who of MMA. Jimmy Rivera, who just beat Uriah Faber, Shinya Aoki, Wilson Hayes is on there, Dustin Neese, many UFC fighters. We'll get more into Wolverine as he makes his way out. First, we send it up to Jake Digman to get our main event fight started.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a catchweight bout. A professional catchweight bout in the RFO lightweight division. It is brought to you by the Red Fox Tavern, official after party of Big Guns 20, and it is your main event of the evening! Introducing first, making his way down the aisle into the blue corner, please welcome John DeJesus!
John DeJesus, representing Mark Cherico's MMA and Fitness Academy, comes in with a 4-5 record, but he is coming in off of a win, a knockout, back in May of this year.
Yeah, it's not even a knockout, it was a doctor stoppage. So that just tells me, man, does the power he have in his hands to do damage when the doctor says, oh no, that's it. So yeah, very, very impressive. DeJesus comes in. When you start trading with the likes of Mark Cherico over in Pittsburgh at Pinnacle, and he's been with other organizations, he is just really, really, as a pro, I think that this was the right move for him to start training with Cherico. You know, it's only going to improve his game.
DeJesus has fought all over Pennsylvania, Louisiana, Florida, and now Ohio, to name a few, and you see Kama Worthy, the Death Star, in the corner to the left in the Cherico shirt, attending this in the corner of DeJesus.
And that's why I think the move to over to Cherico's camp is going to really, really help DeJesus, because you got the likes of Kama Worthy, that's known as his striker. You've got Mark Cherico, whose ground game is phenomenal. If I'm not mistaken, I think his first 8 amateur fights were won by rear naked choke. I mean, it was ridiculous. So he's getting the best of both worlds, the stand-up as well as the ground game. So I look for a very much improved John DeJesus, and I think it showed with his win back in May over Javon Wright.
DeJesus makes his way into the cage. Jake Digman will do the honors of bringing out his opponent in the main event.
And his opponent making his way into the arena, please welcome Cody the Wolverine Stevens!
Take a look at the tail of the tape while the crowd reacts to Cody Stevens coming to the cage. John Sturmack, what stands out?
What stands out is a little bit of a height advantage for DeJesus, but that's one thing. Cody the Wolverine, 12-8-1 as a professional. That is ridiculous. I mean, he has fought anybody, anywhere, anytime. And something to keep in mind about Cody, his last 5 fights have all gone to decision. So if you're at home, make sure that popcorn's ready, because this could be in for 15 minutes of action.
We talk about the layoff. Cody Stevens has seen hard times. April 2015, he breaks his radius while sparring with Darren Cruikshank, formerly of the UFC, now with Ryzen in Japan. He was cleared in August. Last October, September, he was sparring again, and that same radius didn't feel right. It wasn't diagnosed until March that he had re-broken it. He now is back. That's the problem with the arm. That was due to the layoff, but he's been working out at Westside Barbell, doing his strength and conditioning in Columbus, and he said whatever happens tonight, he's gonna finish this fight. So he looks to break that streak of decisions that you just spoke about.
Yeah, and you know, for fight fans who, I'm gonna go back to the amateur days, I think the greatest amateur fight I've ever seen, or excuse me, that was a professional fight, but on the local scene, Northeast Ohio, Jason Dynamite Dent versus Torrance the Tyrant Taylor, and the second one was when Cody Stevens fought Zach Moomey for the NAAFS Featherweight Championship way back in 2007. It was a war. So Cody is absolutely, positively not afraid to stand toe-to-toe with somebody and just let's throw leather. So this one could be a fun fight. And as we mentioned earlier, very rarely do we tell the pros, hey, you've got a lot to live up to because the amateurs were so great. This one has the makings of a classic.
Cody Stevens trained in Thailand to shore up his stand-up. He grew up as a ground fighter. He's extremely well-rounded. You see Pablo Castro holding the water in the mouth guard in the corner of the Wolverine. This is a long time coming for Cody Stevens to get back into the cage. And I, for one, can't wait to see what it looks like when you unleash a Wolverine that's been caged up for 22 months.
And I know he would like us to make mention, he is an Ohio State Buckeye fan. The reason he's nicknamed the Wolverines is not that he likes Michigan, it's just that he's that dirty animal that's gonna fight you till the death. So Cody Stevens training at Strong Style has really improved his game. Plus, as you mentioned, the time in Thailand, his ground game has always been good. So Cody is really looking to get back and make a statement after, as we mentioned at the start of the program, 22-month layoff. And he gets to do it in front of his hometown fans.
John Jesus looking to play spoiler. This return to the cage, just welcome back Cody Stevens. Doctors take time. We mentioned he's been in there with the who's who. Current UFC fighter Wilson Hayes, Jimmy Rivera, who's been nearly unstoppable, was the last loss that Cody Stevens had. Jeremy Sarnicki was his last fight. That was a decision win back in January of 2015. So Stevens is itching to get in there. And of course, Shinya Aoki fought over in Japan for one fighting, so he's got worldly experience, not only training, but also in the cage. Cody Stevens makes the walk into the cage. We send it up to Jake Digman for the official fighter introductions of our main event.
The following contest is a professional bout in the RFO lightweight division. This bout is brought to you by Red Fox Tavern, official after party of Big Guns 20. This bout is sanctioned by the Ohio Athletic Commission. Your inspectors for this contest are Chris Miller and Cy Wheeler. Your judges for this contest are Jesse Drugan, Ken Dyer, and Brian Monroe. Your timekeeper for this bout is Aaron Augusta. Your physician at cage side is Dr. Vern Reynolds. And when the action begins, your referee is the Dr. Todd Augusta. And now, for all of the fans watching worldwide on Go Fight Live, Mansfield, Ohio, make some noise, be heard, let the world hear you, because this is your main event of the evening! Introducing first, fighting in the blue corner. He fights out of Cannonsburg, Pennsylvania. He weighed in at 147.5 pounds, representing Mark Cherico's MMA Academy with a professional record, 4 wins, 5 losses. Please welcome John DeJesus. His opponent in the red corner. He fights out of Mansfield, Ohio. He weighed in at 148 pounds. He represents Strong Style Fight Team with a professional record, 12 wins, 8 losses, and 1 draw. Please welcome Cody the Wolverine Stevens! This bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds, and the action begins. Your referee is Mr. Todd Augusta.
We covered the rules in the back. Either one of you have any questions? Protect yourself at all times. Obey myself at all times. Fight feet clean, fight fair, fight hard. Let's go.
A main event worthy of the top spot on the Decade of Revelation card. Big Guns 20 RFO. Cody the Wolverine Stevens in the gray. John DeJesus in the black. Ryan Kavanaugh along with John Sturmack. And DeJesus Standing southpaw takes center cage. DeJesus, longer reach of the two fighters.
And that's evident early on. Cody's trying to close the distance. DeJesus is just making sure he gets that jab pumping. And this crowd is electric. They are so behind Cody the Wolverine Stevens.
Not only a return to the cage after 22 months off, it's a return home as the Mansfield native takes center stage, center cage in this huge main event. Now Cody Stevens.
Cody, nice
straight left by DeJesus after he caught the kick of Cody Stevens.
And I like right now Cody Stevens' head movement. Even though, you know, they're far away, he's still moving that head. It's just instinctual. Don't stand still. Don't let DeJesus see where you have a stationary object and he's going to hit it.
I'm impressed with how comfortable DeJesus looks in the cage. Home field advantage means nothing to this man. John DeJesus coming into enemy territory and thus far has been pressing the action. There's a straight left on Stevens.
And so far, Cody's been unable to close the distance. DeJesus using his jab and the fact that he's southpaw very well.
Nice three-piece combination. That uppercut from DeJesus lands. And John DeJesus looks like the veteran with 29 fights. 4-5 the record for John DeJesus. Don't let the record fool you. He's faced tough competition all over. And there's a right uppercut by DeJesus that finds a home on the jaw of Cody Stevens.
And Cody's been doing a good job of parrying the jab.
Right now, Cody has to get inside the length of DeJesus, John, don't you think?
Absolutely, and that's what makes it frustrating for the shorter fighter is that DeJesus is doing a good job of saying, hey, buddy, you close the distance. I'm not closing it for you.
Is Stevens being too patient, or is he finding his range here?
I think he's trying to find his range, but I think he needs to let loose. I also think what might be something to think about, nice body kick that landed, is go for a takedown. And right on cue, follows his coach's Mr. Sturmack's advice. But now I think if Cody could take him down, wear him out, because DeJesus looks very, very quick right now. He's light on his feet. If Cody can get him down, I've grappled with Cody. When he's inside control, he just exhausts you.
Cody Stevens, John DeJesus, main event. Stevens right now walking down to DeJesus.
Cody, big right.
Right hand to the temple of DeJesus. And there's that double. Digging deep, switches to a single. Stevens working hard for the takedown.
And very nice. Oh, I love the foot stomp.
One of John Sturmack's favorites, the foot stomp.
Absolutely. You got a guy with a wide base. You can't take him down. You start looking to break his toes.
Cody Stevens working hard. Good takedown defense by John DeJesus, and the crowd rises in support of Cody Stevens. Big knee by Stevens.
And this is where you see that Muay Thai training he picked up in Thailand. He's throwing those knees in the clinch.
Good right hand by DeJesus. Saw the power of Stevens. That right hand at the temple started a rally for the Wolverine.
Cody keeps going for that head kick. I think it's a little early in the fight to be doing that, especially when you're not closing the distance. If he could set that up with a few low kicks, start dropping DeJesus' hands a little bit, then that head kick will be available.
DeJesus has had the higher offensive output while standing. And Cody again walking him down. This is where DeJesus doesn't want to be, is against the cage. Right hand from DeJesus. What I like from DeJesus is he's not throwing single punches. He's throwing combinations every time. And Cody
goes in for a takedown, gets a slip.
And he's going to take DeJesus for a ride. And he gets the takedown.
And he gets him down. And he gets him down in a position where if he can inch forward, he's got to get DeJesus' back off the cage so he can get a good full mount. But right now, we've mentioned it several times, Duke Rufus from Rufus Sport out of Milwaukee, he once told me, half guard is also half mount. And that's what Cody's going to try to exploit right now.
Cody Stevens being very heavy on John DeJesus as we come up to the final 15 seconds of round number one. It's been action-packed.
And I know it's strong style. One of the things they talk about.
Stevens with a head and arm choke. Is there space? Can DeJesus hang on? He's fighting it, and he makes it to the final horn. What an effort by DeJesus. And he's bouncing around trying to show he's still in the fight. And there's a little action in the cage. DeJesus not going to his corner. I don't know exactly what happened at the end of that round, but DeJesus and Cody Stevens had some words, and I'd like to see the end of it and see what happened.
Yeah, what?
And I think he might have been out, and he wasn't sure what happened, and when the bell stopped, it woke him up, and he was trying to fight. He didn't realize it was the end of the round. Take a look here. He's on Dream Street. He's just on the ground. And there he is. He's
right.
Cody's like, go to your corner, and he wants to go.
And you can see what he does. He gets up, and he starts jumping around like, let's go, and he doesn't even realize the round is over.
Hopefully someone told him he's got another round to fight.
And after a short minute break, these are professionals, 5-minute rounds, 1-minute break, and we're back at it. And I think Cody Stevens recognizes that his opportunity is going to be on the ground.
Head kick left by DeJesus. He's woken up and he's waking Cody Stevens up with some of his strikes. Credit Mike Moran with some outstanding camera work catching that at the end of the round. Right now, Cody Stevens looks to be invigorated, walking down to DeJesus.
And I think what Cody Stevens needs to do is get this fight to the ground. He was completely dominant on the ground. DeJesus' length seems to be giving him a little bit of trouble.
Well, credit to Jesus, whether he was out or not, he's tougher than a $2 steak hanging in there on that choke. Head kick. Cody Stevens is down.
And
Cody Stevens is down.
And Cody Stevens appeared to be hurt at first, but he is right back up on his feet.
DeJesus lets him up.
And that was, in my opinion, the smart thing to do.
Can DeJesus take advantage of the injured Wolverine? See Cody trying to open his eyes and wake himself up. That was a huge head kick by John DeJesus.
And I think what DeJesus, if I try to get in the head of John DeJesus, what it was is, hey, I do not want to play with this guy on the ground right then and there. I had him rocked, but now he is.
But there, Stevens went for the takedown. DeJesus was able to counter into a takedown of his own. And you have to wonder, if Stevens wasn't rocked, would that have happened? Because Stevens is an extremely strong wrestler. Stevens looks to have recovered from whatever damage that head kick put on him. Looks to go into mission control here, rubber guard.
He's looking for a triangle. DeJesus slips out.
That jumps right back into the guard of Cody Stevens, landing some elbows to the trapezius muscles of John DeJesus, and DeJesus responds with an elbow of his own. What a fight.
Boy, back and forth. Through the first round, DeJesus seemed to have a little bit better striking than Cody, and now Cody Stevens.
And you see that cut, that big elbow from DeJesus has opened up a cut on the right side, and there's another one.
And the problem Cody Stevens is going to have is if that cut is above the eye, which it appears it is, the doctor will stop it because blood will flow into the eye. If it's below the eye, he will not stop it.
And I believe the second elbow opened up a cut behind the ear, so we've got 2 spots leaking blood on the head of Cody Stevens. And John DeJesus has given Cody Stevens everything he wants through a round and a half.
And DeJesus is doing a great job of controlling Cody Stevens' hips. Cody comes back with a little elbow of his own, and this crowd is just trying to will Cody.
Look at Cody Stevens as he looks up, trying to figure out how to get out of this position. Takes some deep breaths. There he goes.
Oh, he's got an omoplata.
Wow, what a reversal. Slip transition by Cody Stevens into a guillotine.
And these guys are so slick right now, and with the blood, and now Cody's back on top.
What a crazy transition. Cody Stevens working to get back on top.
Unbelievable.
This is some solid grappling from the 2 gentlemen in the cage. Cody Stevens now in the half guard of John DeJesus.
And Cody's looking to try to posture up and start raining some elbows of his own, and there's one.
He's got 1:15 to steal the round because so far DeJesus has been in complete control. He's got to get busy.
He's got to get busy because right now this is DeJesus' round.
And if you're DeJesus, you want to hang on, you want to try and switch positions, but not take any damage.
Here you go with 44 seconds left.
Cody Stevens grinding away on DeJesus.
DeJesus looks for the sweep but doesn't get it. Now he's back in full guard.
Cody Stevens double hammer fist.
And to DeJesus' credit, he is going after that eye. He's trying to open up that cut as much as possible. Oh, and Cody knocks the mouthpiece out of DeJesus.
Big elbow separates mouthpiece from his mouth. Cody Stevens is getting after it in round number 2. What a round, what a fight. And DeJesus gets right up. Marcus Marinelli looks at DeJesus as he comes to the corner, and his man is in a fight.
Absolutely. So Ryan Kavanaugh, can I put words in your mouth? Do we have this fight 1 round apiece?
It's exactly how I have it scored. Of course, our scorecards don't mean anything but a good conversation. But I believe it's 1-1. I think we have 5 minutes to find a winner if it takes that long. Take a look. This is the head kick, I believe. Boom. Whoa, shin, knee, temple. And if you want to talk about how tough Cody Stevens is, his ability to recover from that head kick tells you everything you need to know about the toughness of the Wolverine.
Absolutely. And the crew is frantically trying to clean up the blood. The good news for Cody is that the doctor has not come in and taken a close look at the cut above his eye.
Kama Worthy is going crazy in the corner to DeJesus. He said, this is your fight. Dr. Todd Augusta brings the fighters together. Sportsmanship touch of gloves. It's Ryan Kavanaugh and John Sturmack. We're in the 3rd round of the main event at Big Guns 20. The RFO.
And talk about sportsmanship. Not only did Dr. Augusta bring them together to touch gloves, they touch gloves on their own.
Both fighters have calmed down, and I expect this pace to pick right back up where it's been for the majority of this fight. Left hand, and there's another head kick by DeJesus.
Blocked by Cody. He got his right hand up in time.
Stiff left by DeJesus, and he's warming up in there.
And DeJesus right now is just exploiting his reach advantage.
And Cody's with his mouth open early in this round. He looks tired. Cody wants a takedown. DeJesus working the uppercut, perhaps giving Cody pause for shooting in. Good footwork by DeJesus, working around the outside of the Wolverine.
And I think you hit the nail on the head. Cody might be tired. That 22-month layoff might be coming back.
Right jabs and left straights from DeJesus. He's starting to tee off.
He's found his range, and he's doing a good job of making sure that the distance is exploited. He's got the bigger reach. He's the taller fighter. Keep Cody away.
And those leg kicks are coming in a little slow from Cody. Those legs are heavy. He's got to get the takedown, and Cody's working for it. Cody's got the double. Can he finish it? Great takedown defense by DeJesus. DeJesus locks up.
He's got a Kimura right there, and he's going to go for it.
Whoa. DeJesus flips him around, and Stevens can barely get his hands up. He's exhausted.
And Stevens
left
is
drops
exhausted.
him. Mouthpiece out for DeJesus. DeJesus pouring it on. Big right hand.
And DeJesus is in complete control in this 3rd round with 3 minutes to go.
And DeJesus trying to decide, should I let him up or not? Hammer fist by DeJesus. Good leg kick. And Cody Stevens is exhausted. Going for an ankle pick, can't get it.
And Cody's...
Oh, and he just fell down. He did the splits and fell down.
Yeah, I don't think Cody Stevens knows where he is right now. He cannot stand.
I haven't seen this before.
Stop the...
And they're going to stop the fight. Cody Stevens still defending himself. And I haven't seen this before.
I have not seen this before. And the crowd now instead...
Matt Trukovich has just thrown the towel in. Wow, we've got a stoppage.
We've got a stoppage, and the crowd went from pro Cody to trying to stave Cody, and they wanted the fight stopped.
Matt Trukovich, the promoter and owner, just threw the towel in, and I'm not sure what the strong style cage is thinking, but Cody Stevens was literally out on his feet. And this crowd is hot, and they're trying to get in the cage at the referee. And this is
guys, whoa.
This could get ugly quick.
Hey.
Matt Trukovich is locking the cage door.
Hey, we get that. Calm down. You're not helping.
Cody Stevens is out.
Security cage side, security to cage side.
Jake Digman looking for security, but we need cage side at all levels. Because these fans are going wild inside this arena.
And they're not going wild of the stoppage. They knew Cody was not there.
Listen, Cody Stevens was out on his feet.
He is clearly.
This is clear.
Our help. We helped him. All right. We helped him. Relax.
And there's some irate fans. Matt Trukovich, the owner, trying to get
Chris,
control
you
of
gotta
this.
take a hard look at this one.
And Matt Trukovich made a judgment call as the owner and promoter of this company to throw the towel in. I don't know that he had the agreement of the strong style team, but he clearly saw there was a fighter in the cage, out on his feet, unable to stand after attempting to do so several times. And whether the crowd likes it or not, Cody Stevens was putting himself in danger by being in the cage, I believe.
He's all right, you guys. Looks like a pulled hamstring.
And Matt Trukovich is reporting a pulled hamstring, thus the reason why Cody Stevens could not stand. So we're now looking at an injured fighter, can't get to his
You guys
feet.
relax, man. We're all on the same team here. We're on the same team.
So Cody Stevens appeared to be rocked. Matt Trukovich is reporting a pulled hamstring. The crowd is irate because they felt that Dr. Augustus should have stopped the fight. But to his credit, and I'm not defending it, I think the fight should have been stopped.
Let's hear it for both these guys. That was a war. Cody would die in here. We can't let that happen.
I don't know if they're mad at the referee for not stopping it or they're mad because it was stopped.
No, it's clearly that they were mad that the fight was not stopped by the referee.
There has to be fighter safety when a
Guys, put
fighter
your
can't
hands
stand on
together
his
for your
own.
hometown warrior,
Someone should
Cody
have a duty to
Stevens.
step in and stop it. Matt
That guy
Trukovich
goes
did
out on
that.
his shield. I've never had to do that before.
I honestly, quite honestly, I've never seen that before. I've never seen a fighter unable to stand up.
So at the end of the day, what finally happens is John DeJesus is going to get a TKO victory. Cody Stevens, whether it be a hamstring or not, is going to unfortunately not fulfill the hometown fans' hopes that he comes out a winner. And it's tough, but you know what? That just tells you how tough Cody Stevens is, that even if he didn't know where he was still trying to get up and fight.
And, you know,
I'm here with your winner, John DeJesus.
We're going to set up the Matt
No one has
Trukovich.
ever finished Cody Stevens. You came in on his home turf and did that. I know he pulled his hamstring or something, but your height was really giving him fits.
Cody Stevens is a warrior. Take off my hat to him. He comes in here to bang, and that's what I do. It's what I live for. I want to thank Mark Cherikos, Martial Arts and Fitness Academy, my dog Kama, my dog Patton, Dan Kakuta. They trained me. They helped me. They pushed me. This is what we come here to do. I want to give thanks to my girl. I love her to death. My father over here in the stands. Everybody from the gym. Thank y'all, and I love y'all.
A win like this tonight puts you up on the map. What's next?
Whatever's next. I'm coming here to bang. I'll come to his backyard again. I don't care. I just come to fight.
Cheer for your winner, John DeJesus. Everyone, I want you guys to be safe. Be safe out there. Be good to each other. Don't act stupid, because there's sheriffs here and you will spend the night in jail. We don't want to spend the night in jail. And we want to keep coming back to these. Everybody's got to go home safely. Be good to each other. We're all one tribe. Believe that.